there. So it's a little bit after the first of the month. I mean, it's the 5th. I was gonna do it over the weekend with Derek, but he just really wasn't feeling up to it, and I didn't really want to push it, you know. I'll try to wrangle him into the next one. Anyway, so I've been busy this month. I've sort of like set myself loose. I've often had a lot of like plans and I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And so since I'm gearing up to do my whole big ridiculous princess project next year, I decided to I'm just not worrying about, I'm gonna stitch what I want to stitch. I'm just gonna sort of do whatever till the end of the year. So, apparently what I wanted to do was stitch a buttload of Mill Hill kits. Oh. Yeah. Woo, buddy. But we'll get to my finishes. Let's start with what I'm working on. What I'm working on right now is this, it's this kit from Satsuma Street, Partridge and Pear. So yeah, it's sort of like the 12 Days of Christmas. I think they're up to number 5 or so. So I'm hoping if I do one a year, maybe I won't quite catch up. We'll see. So this is where I am so far. I've gotten pretty far. I might finish it today, maybe tomorrow, but it won't take me too much longer. I just got like the pear and some greenery and then adding in the beads and sequins and stuff. So this has been really fun. I love the colors. It's really a lot of fun. Oh, what else? I'm working on the Flower Dragon Meadow stitch along from Flossie Fox Shop because I didn't do her last stitch along and I felt very left out. So when this one came along, I'm like, I have to do it. So there's 3 parts out so far. You can see the cherry blossom, there's wisteria, and then there's sunflower dragon. That was the one I did this month. So it's coming along. We're halfway through. There's 6 parts, so you can see. It's so cute. Her stuff is so ridiculously cute. I'm a member of her Patreon, and my husband is just like, every time I was like, oh, look what she did this month, and he's just like, that is disgustingly cute. It's just like it is. It's so good. Her stuff is so good. Also, what I've been working on, I can't remember. I think I worked on this beginning of the month, or maybe last month, whatever. You haven't seen it because it's something I started this year. But this is from Dona Stitch, and this is their Alice in Wonderland pattern. So you can see I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm at about 70%. You can see Alice, the White Rabbit, the Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, March Hare, and we're going to have, you can see I'm starting the cards down here. You're going to have the cards, and then the Queen of Hearts is down here. There's the teacup and stuff. So I'm going to try to make some more progress on that before the end of the year. I'm not planning to finish it because it's going to be one of the ones I'm going to work on finishing when I do Alice next year. So I just want to get it close enough to where I could actually finish it in a month. But that'll be my 3rd Dona Stitch. I've already done Snow White and Cinderella. So I'll probably show those off at some point, but those are done. Now, I have lots and lots of finishes to show you because I've been doing Mill Hill kits, and they're so small you can do it so quick. So let's start with the magnet ones. I haven't put the magnets on them yet because I knew I was going to do the thing and I didn't want them all sticking together. So, but I've got them done for the rest of the way. I backed them with some felt. So we get this little winter cruise ship. I mean, it's in the winter collection. I don't know if it really screams winter, but it's cute. It's a little cruise ship. That's a present for somebody. These is Love Potion number 9, I think is the kit, or Love Potion. you see, I've got the things over here. I could actually look. So yeah, that one was Winter Cruise. And then this one is Love Potions. Yeah. Just like looking. So yeah, I love this one because it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's like little swags of beads. You can see these ones a little better. So it's kind of something a little different that I haven't done on a Mill Hill kit before. So that was really cute. And I always love the little treasures that they put in there. Now I did mess this up a little bit. I actually swapped the two greens somehow, but I'd done all the green stitching and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I was not taking it all out. Okay, so this one is called, I'm looking at the thing, I think, Holiday Polar Bear. Oh, look at him. Isn't he cute? Oh, I love him. So I have, well, I just have two so far, but this is really getting me further along. I've had Mill Hill magnets. I had one per month. I only have October and November right now. So I've been wanting to get ones for the rest of the month. So this is my December one. And the Love Potion one, of course, is for February. Oh, I also have January done too. So this gets me through February. And then this is my March one. This is called Rabbit Ride. And this one has these little loops of beads. It's so cute. The little heart. Oh, look at him. So get that. That's for March. Yeah. And then I just finished the one for April. I haven't cut it out or backed it yet. I can't, oh no, here it is, right? It's Rainy Weather. This is actually a fall one, but I'm using it for April because, you know, April showers. And I didn't really think about it. And then I was like, yeah, that is a fall leaf, but whatever. So cute, little mouse with her little raincoat, boots. Oh. So that gets me done October through April. I'm gonna see if I can get a few more done. I don't know if I'll get all of them done. I'll get all the way caught up, but I'm gonna try to get a lot of them done. Let's show off the one that I've totally finished. So this is Blue Ridge Santa. These are Mill Hill Santa kits. So I've got this one, it's backed. I got a little loop on it. It's all ready to be an ornament. That little raccoon's so cute. And there's so many, there's like, what, 10 different types of beads on here. There's a lot of beads, but he looks cute. He looks good. Yeah. And then we've got this French horn Santa, which you actually stitch the French horn separately and then attach it. So he's really cute. I don't have this one and the other one I'm about to show you backed yet because I didn't have enough felt. I really wanted to put, I have a bunch of different colors, but I really wanted to put brown on the back because I thought that would look nicest. And I only had enough for the one, so I got to go get some more. And then this is the Scotland Santa. I know it's a little kilt, it's a little pouch there. And like, these beards are a little challenging to make, but they're really not too bad. They give you pretty good instructions on how to do that. But look at him. Isn't he just so good? So good. So these are like three. Every year Mill Hill puts out 3 Santas in a theme. If you haven't seen those, oh, there's a little bit of fuzz on here. There's 2 other ones that go with this one. There's an Ireland one and a Wales one. So I have the Ireland one. I want to get the Wales one and do that too. This one I think has a drummer and I can't remember. Oh, I think it has a mandolin or guitar. So those 3. And then these are like, is this one called? Yeah, this is the Blue Ridge Santa. These are the Appalachian Santas. So there's 2 other ones. I don't remember what they're called. But they have 2 different mountains. They have the Appalachian Santas, and then they also have Rocky Mountain Santas. So 2 different mountain Santas sets. I think it was like first responders this year, like a firefighter, EMT or something. But yeah, every year they put out a set of 3 Santas in a theme. There's a couple more of the ones. I've done another Santa in one of the other sets. I think it's the Antarctic, or was it the Arctic Santas? I think it's the Antarctic Santas. There's Arctic Santas and then there's Antarctic Santas. I think it's the Antarctic ones because one of them has penguins, but I did the leopard seal one a while ago. So I was wanting, I want to try to add one more Santa each year. It's only one of those is for me. The other two are for gifts. So, oh, is that it? Yeah. This is actually going to be a pretty quick video, I guess so. I did buy a few things. I got some stuff, some floss and beads and stuff, but what I got was I got this Bella Filipina, the poison apple. So I wanted to get this one because next year when I'm doing all the princess shenanigans, I want to have a pattern to start and like something to finish, and then maybe some other ones to work on. But I've started a lot of Snow White ones or finished them. So I didn't want to start, well, I think I've started pretty much, I didn't want to start a new set or something else, and most of the other sets I have are really big ones, and I already have several big Snow White ones going. So this one I felt was a little more manageable, and they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm just looking at it though. It's like, I see lots of beads, and I know there's like, you know, Krennic and things in there. So I was looking at the supplies, and there's like a lot. I gotta get those later, I guess. But I just got the pattern for now. But she's so cute. So, and then I got another Mill Hill kit, beach bucket. See that on there. And this was the last one I needed to fill out my whole year of little Mill Hill magnet kits. So I have ones for each month. So I'm done with October to April. So that leaves May, June, July, August, September. Oh geez, so 5 left. But to be fair, I've gotten like 4 done just now, so that's pretty good. Yay. So I may or may not finish all of them by the end of the year. If I don't finish all of them, I'll be pretty close, so that'll be cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this kit, and then I'm gonna do another one of the small Mill Hills. I've got this hedgehog one for May, because there's not really holidays. I mean, I guess there's Memorial Day, but so I just picked like one of my favorite little critters, a hedgehog, because my birthday's in May, so that'll be my monthly magnet for May. And then I've got like summer themed ones, which I can't remember if I was going to do this for June or July. I don't remember. It's one of those months, or maybe August even. I don't know. I'd have to look and see what the other ones I have. I've got a really neat like apple, like a little apple tree with apples for September, I think. So that one will be cool. See, the ones I have for the other months, October is Come Stitch for a Spell. Like there's a little crow on it. That's really cute. And for November, I have Gobble Gobble, this little turkey. And then the New Year's one is like Cheers. It's got little champagne flutes. I thought that was good for January. I try to keep them on theme where I can. But yeah, I'm just kind of like doing a lot of smaller stuff right now, stuff I can just kind of crank out. I might do some more of these ones. You can see a couple of these. Those are from Season of the Stitch. I have several more other little kits. Been meaning to do them. So since I just kind of like letting my schedule be whatever, maybe I'll do some of those. I have so many kits of different varieties. I really need to do some of them. Do you have that problem? Too many kits? I have way too many patterns. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole other thing. So I'm drinking from the ridiculous mug today. It really is quite wild, that one. Well, yeah, so all I gotta do is I gotta put the magnets on these guys and they'll be ready to go. Clip this one out, and I do think I have a appropriate color of felt. Yeah, because I've got this blue, which I guess is brighter, but whatever, it's fine. And then I just got to get some brown felt for that other guy there. Those other guys. Yeah. So yeah, the Scottish Santas for me, and the other two are gifts. I don't think any of the people that I'm making those for watch my videos, and if they do, so the French horn one, if certain people are watching it, they're gonna know that's for them, so hopefully they're not watching this. Sorry. Guess I should have prefaced that, but yeah, because there's really only one of my relatives where they would be like, oh, French horn. yeah, I know who that's for, but I don't know. Oh, what else has been going on? So I've been reading a bit over the past month. I haven't finished. Well, I finished a few books. I finished a couple nonfiction books, and the series I got into that I'm really excited about is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I love that book, and I just finished the second one, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands, and it's written all like journal entries. It's set in, I think, 1910, somewhere around there, the very early 1900s. And it's basically if fairies were actually real, and she is a professor at Oxford. Yes, because that's in Cambridge, right? So she's a professor it's dryadology, that's what they call it, and she studies them, and she's writing this encyclopedia of fairies. She wants to like catalog as many of the fairies as she can, and of course she gets into all sorts of trouble and crazy things happen, and I just don't want to give too much away if you want to read it, because they're really, it took me a little bit to get into the first one. But once I got into it, I like immediately had to get the second one and just whoosh, read through it. And there's a third one. I think it's Emily Wilde's Lost Tales or something like that. I can't remember. But I need to finish this other book that I started, just, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, I think. I don't know. That one hasn't grabbed me as much. I'm hoping I can get into it a little bit more. You never know what books are really gonna catch your attention and really get you in there. I relate to Emily in those books, because she's just like very awkward, doesn't always know what to do with people, feels like she always says the wrong thing, and I'm just like I feel you. I'm probably not quite as bad socially as she is, thankfully, but I definitely have times when I can really relate to that. Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of, I got like 2 lots of cassette tapes from eBay. Most of them are good. I've had 1 or 2 that, yeah, I mean, that's the risk of getting that sort of stuff off of eBay. Some of them might not work. Some of them might be no good. I've been pretty lucky. Most of them have been pretty good, but yeah, I've had a few where you can tell there's no saving it. It's okay. I'm enjoying listening to some of my old classics. I was listening to Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, and No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. I love that No Doubt album. Yeah, and I've got a lot of like soundtracks and stuff. I enjoy a good soundtrack. And soundtracks, those are some of the stuff that's like hard to stream or hard to get digitally, because the licensing rights get really weird. So I really like having physical copies and like ripping my own CDs and stuff. Because yeah, you get so back when a lot of stuff came out, streaming wasn't a thing. So then those new rights have to be negotiated separately, and for most of the time they're just not going to bother. So you look, I know I've looked at soundtracks on iTunes, and like half the songs won't be available, and I'm just like, what's the point? I watched a few scary movies this month. Wasn't as into it as I have been in previous years. We watched a couple anthology movies. Trick or Treat, it's always a fun one. I have a 4K version of that, so it looked real nice. And we watched this movie called Nightmares. So I got that on Blu-ray a little while back because we were watching some compilation video or something, and they talked about that movie, and I looked it up, and it is not digital anywhere. It's not available to stream. It's not available to rent or buy or anything. And so I on one of the sites where I get movies from, they had it for a pretty good price, and I was like, sure. I mean, it has Emilio Estevez and Lance Hendrickson. Sorry. But it's another anthology movie, so it has like 4 different stories, and it was pretty good. And yeah, the last story has like a giant rat in it, and the effects are about what you expect from the early 80s. Yeah, but the stories were fun. They were interesting. Oh god, the one story where the truck comes out of the ground, like, that's hilarious. Yeah, it was fun. Of course, you know, I could recommend it to you, but you'd have to go buy the Blu-ray. So that's really the only way to watch it. I mean, unless I'm sure it's somewhere out on the internet bootlegged, but I don't really go delving into that because I don't want a million viruses on my computer, and I'm just not savvy enough to do it anyway. Watched The Lost Boys. I enjoy that. The Craft. It's always a fun one. I watched all the Ghostbusters movies, the old ones, the new ones. I liked rewatching the new ones because I've watched them once. I think I liked them more the second time through. Kind of the characters felt a little more familiar and stuff. And really, especially going back and watching the old ones and the new ones, and it's like the old ones are still they're pretty silly too. You know, I'm not saying the new ones are as good or better, but I sometimes think we put some of this nostalgic stuff on a bit of a pedestal, and it's like, really, if you go back and watch Ghostbusters 2, it's not that good either. It's fun. I love the Ghostbusters movies. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I remember like trying to make sure I got up early enough on Saturday morning to watch the real Ghostbusters. I kind of go back and forth. It's like sometimes you wish there were more Ghostbusters movies, but then it's also like you see so many franchises getting run into the ground now with too many sequels, like Jurassic Park. So it's like, yeah, maybe it's okay that there's not like a bunch of sequels to it. Yeah. Well, this was into November, but I watched the Day After Tomorrow yesterday. I love that movie. It's so ridiculous. It's so over the top. I mean, every Roland Emmerich disaster movie is, but that's like my favorite one. I mean, it's Dennis Quaid. It's a young Jake Gyllenhaal. You know, you got some other really good actors in there. So I think it's a fun movie. It kind of surprised me because I have the DVD. I've had it for a long time. I think it's streaming on Disney. I think it's owned by Fox or something, whatever. But I went to look and see because I was like, I wonder if this one's come out on 4K, and apparently it hasn't. And even the Blu-ray is out of print. I go to the website Movies Unlimited, and the only version they were selling was an import version. So I was kind of surprised. I know it's not like a huge movie, but they've put a lot more obscure and worse movies on 4K. So I was just kind of like, okay. Oh well. The CGI wolves on that, they're pretty bad. I'll admit that. For the time, it's not bad for the effects and stuff. They, I think there's a lot of practical stuff in there as much as you can. Like some of the weather stuff, of course, you have to do CGI. You can't, you know. But a lot of the winter scenes and stuff you can tell are they're on some sort of stage or somewhere. I'm not sure. I'd look into like how they filmed that. It'd be kind of interesting because there's a lot of scenes of Dennis Quaid like hiking through the snow. Yeah. I think that's it. I've really gotten kind of stuck in doing the planning for next year. I think I'm up through July. I'm using Notion and basically making little pages for it. So I kind of have a checklist of things I want to get done in the month. And then I have like a watch list and a reading list. And then I've got some, you know, other smaller other points, like, so I'm planning what I'm calling like enrichment activities, and I'm trying to keep it sort of in theme with the princess, the movie, and everything. So say in January I'm doing Snow White, and so I'm gonna try and go out hiking or walking around some local parks, kind of out in nature and stuff. February is Giselle from Enchanted, which, fun fact, they were going to make her like an official Disney princess, but then they realized they would have to pay for Amy Adams' likeness for in perpetuity, and so they were like, nah. Disney, you cheapskates. Like, they don't have the money, whatever. But I enjoy the movie. So I was trying to think, and then I realized, oh, I wanna like sew a dress. I haven't really. I think I've done it once, but I want to like really try to make like one I'll wear. I did sort of like a costume one, but because that's one of the things she does. She like mixes curtains into a dress, and so I'm. At first, I was thinking like things to go and do, but I'm just trying to think of things to maybe expand my skills or, you know, just trying things. March is Alice in Wonderland. So I want to try to go to a tea party. We do have a tea room around here, so I just have to like see when they have those sort of like events. See if they hopefully have one in March. We'll see. Yeah. The one I'm struggling with a few of them. I've come up with some pretty good ideas for a lot of them. I'm struggling with Wendy and Tinkerbell, Peter Pan. I just don't. It's like, because it's somebody like I go to a trampoline place or, you know, bungee jumping, and it's like, I mean, we do have a trampoline place here, but it's full of kids, and that just feels a little weird. And there's sort of like daredevil-y stuff. No, I'm not doing that. I have limits, man. I have limits. Yeah, so I don't know. If you have some thoughts, drop it down in the comments of something you think would be kind of on theme for Wendy, Tinkerbell, Peter, like the Peter Pan ethos there. I don't know. I'm struggling with that one. Luckily, that's not till I think I got the schedule for July, so I've got some time to figure it out. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun finding books, movies. I've had to get kind of creative with some of them, like Giselle, because it's technically not based on a particular story. It's just sort of like a bit of poking fun at Disney, but and also an homage, so it's not like strict source material to draw from like a lot of the other ones. Like there's like endless amounts of Snow White stuff. Like I could just sort of like pick things. But I kind of well, I'm not gonna like dive into it. I want to do a video doing more of a deep dive on that. And so if people want to watch that, they can. If they don't, then I'm not gonna like get into the weeds here. So I don't know if I'll get that done this month, but I'm going to definitely try to get it done before the end of the year. So it's kind of like a introduction. And I'm also going to be doing videos once a month, basically recapping everything I did, all the projects I worked on, my thoughts on the story and different interpretations of it, because a lot of these, especially the older ones, you know, Snow White, Cinderella, there's a lot of different takes on them, so that'll be kind of fun to explore some of those. Yeah, I'm also struggling a bit with Merida. There's movies set in Scotland, but a lot of them are modern. So I'm kind of struggling with finding ones that are more about Scottish mythology. I know I'm going to run into an even bigger problem with the Black Cauldron and Welsh stuff. Oh, I don't want to have to watch the Dark is Rising movie, because that movie is so bad. It's like one I can think is based on like Welsh mythology. And I love those books. There's Susan Cooper's The Dark is Rising series from like back in the 60s, I think. There's not a lot of stuff based off Welsh mythology. But you know, if you know of some stuff, but it also has to be stuff I can get my hands on. That's kind of the tricky thing. Sometimes this stuff is out of print. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff from the library because I don't want to spend like ridiculous amounts of money buying books and movies and stuff. I am buying some movies because there's some that I'm finding that you just can't. There's some old, especially like Snow White. There's a cartoon from the 60s done by Hanna-Barbera, which I did manage to track down a DVD copy of that, and it's really cheap. I think it's like $4 on Movies Unlimited, so I'll order that when I order some other stuff. And Snow White and the Three Stooges. I also have the Three Stooges meet Hercules for later on when I do my month on Megra and Hercules. So I never really watched the Three Stooges. That's not really my thing, so we'll see how that goes. Whatever. I'm trying to get stuff from different eras so I can get sort of a broad picture. Like there's I think a Betty Boop version of Snow White that you can access through the Internet Archive because it's from the early 1900s. There's the very first live action Alice in Wonderland from 1903. It's only 9 minutes long. So, and I think that's streaming free on Plex or one of the services. So I'm like, I might as well watch it. It's only 9 minutes long. And of course it's going to be a silent film, but like the very first, I'm just kind of curious, like, what do they do in 9 minutes? Like, don't feel like you could cover a lot of the story, but you know. So I'm trying to pick stuff from different times. I've got some older stuff, 60s and 70s, even further back if I can. Anyway, I said I wasn't gonna go dive deep into that, but it's just that's where my brain has been at in the past like several days. That I've started diving into that to plan out this year, and I've made a good start of it. But once I kind of get all of my plans set for that, I'll make a video about that if anybody's interested in kind of I'll see if there's a way that I can maybe share my Notion stuff. I mean, maybe I could share it as a template. I don't know. Does anybody have any hints on that? Because I wouldn't mind sharing once I get it all kind of set. I don't mind sharing like my schedule if people want to follow along or, you know, dabble in reading some of the stuff or watching some of the stuff. I just don't want to make all of my Notion stuff public because I've got like another section with patterns and everything that I don't want to like distribute. This is just all written stuff. There's not anything. I'm referencing patterns, but the patterns aren't on there. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've babbled on long enough, and I don't want to make this video super long so that it takes a ridiculous amount of time to upload. How do you like my shirt today? I'm Sailor Moon-tastic. I feel very retro. Derek hates this shirt. It's too busy. But this is one of the shirts I've actually gotten like a couple compliments on, and compliments when he was with me, and he'll just be like, I wear some pretty like out there things sometimes, and he's a very you know, solid color polo shirt or t-shirt sort of guy. He's not flamboyant in any way. Just, yeah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed seeing all the many little kits I have. I'll probably have a few more next time. I'll try to do another video at the beginning of December, because I think once a month is about all I have the patience for. That sounds awful, but plus I feel like it puts too much pressure on me if I'm doing it weekly or even bi-weekly, because it's like, oh, I have to have a certain amount of stuff done. This way, if I work on just one thing all week, that's fine. You know, like the Alice in Wonderland one, I'll start on some point this month and probably work on it for a while to just try to get it closer to done. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to put less pressure on all this. Make it more fun, because it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. I'm not making any money off of it, like YouTube or anything. Although someone did send me a little money on my Ko-Fi. I still have patterns up there. I haven't put any new ones up, but so that was really nice. But trust me, I'm not making any sort of like real money here. No, I mean, you could tell by how many views I get. Like, there's, yeah, no way. But that's why I'm just like, just have fun with it. Don't worry about all that other stuff, because it's fine. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening or whenever you're watching, and I hope I will see you here next time. Bye.